Hi YouTube. In this video, we're going to cover the built-in HTML mode in Emacs. So I've got a sample HTML file here. Let's just give it a doc type. This is a HTML5 document, so I'm going to do doc type HTML. And then what I can do is I can do a command to create a tag. So I can do Control-C, Control-T. So I just hold down Control and then hit CT. And then I can type in HTML and hit enter, and it's going to give me the opening HTML here, the head of the document here, and then the title. And let's just call this sample HTML document. So I'm typing this into the mini buffer. I'll hit enter, and then it generates the not only to generate the opening title, but the closing title. And it closes out the head, opens up the body, gives an H1 with an address tag and a link to mail. Let's just get rid of that stuff. Okay, and we've generated basically a boilerplate framework for our HTML. And so now what I'm going to do is I'm going to do Control-C, Control-T again. This time I'm going to type in div, and now it gives me the option to add an attribute. And I'll do a class, and I'll give the value for the class of container. And then I could do another attribute, but I'm just going to hit enter, and it's going to give me that div with that class. Let's say I wanted a heading, H1 heading in there. I do Control-C1, and that's going to give me an H1. This is a level 1 heading. And then let's see, I wanted below that, I wanted a level 2 heading. I can do Control-C2. This is a level 2 heading. And then let's say below that, I wanted H3, so I'll do Control-C3. This is a level 3 heading. Okay, so you can do headings that way, just Control-C and then the number. You can insert a paragraph with Control-C and return. And now we can type a paragraph. If I want to close out a tag, I can do Control-C and then the slash below the question mark, and that's going to close out the tag. Let's say I wanted a list. I can do Control-C, Control-C, U for unordered list, or O for ordered list, and it gives me the opening ordered list tag and the closing tag here with the list item. So this is a list item. And let's close that with Control-C and the slash under the question mark. And then let's create another list item with Control-C, Control-C, L. So I hold down Control and do CC and then let up on the Control and hit L. Okay, so this is another list item. Now let's say I wanted in here to include let's say in HTML, let's say I wanted to include the left and right arrow brackets in HTML and I wanted them to render as text. Well, what I can do is I can do Control-C, Control-N, and then I just type the arrow key. So I do shift and the arrow key because it's either the left arrow is either the arrow or the period below it. And so now I can do, that's a left arrow in HTML. So, let's say I wanted to demonstrate that that's a list item tag. Now I can do Control-C, Control-N. And if I want to do the right arrow, I just do shift and then the comma, which is the right arrow. And it gives me the HTML entity that is. And let's say I want to close this tag now, so I'll do Control-C and the slash. Okay, Control-L is non-HTML mode. That just centers the text. But there's a lot of things you can do here. Like, let's say I do Control-C, Control-C-L, and do another list item, and then I want a link. Like, this is a link. And let's just do Control-C, Control-C-H. Okay, let's say we want the link to, and I'm going to type this in the mini buffer. Let's do Google. And then this is let's do link to Google. And so now that's a link to Google there. And I'll close out this tag. So you can do a bunch of stuff like that. If I want to start unordered list, I do Control C, Control C U. That would give me an unordered list. So this is a list item in an unordered list. Okay, and we'll close out that tag. Let's say I wanted to insert an image. Okay, let's do another list item, and we'll say this is an image, and then we'll do Control C, Control C I, and then it gives you the image source, and then you would put in the image source like let's find one online. Let's go here, open up a browser, and let's go to Pexels. See if we can get this, because we can make a beautiful website we're making here. It's going to be 90s style for this demonstration. So Pexels is loading slowly. Maybe I'll have to edit that out in post. A short while later. All right, so let's click on this image here. And let's copy the image link. Okay, so now I'm going to go down to my mini buffer, do Control Y to paste that in. And we have the alt text. What is the image of? We'll say image of a person walking. Okay, so that's how to insert an image tag in there. And let's say we wanted to now see what this is looking like in the browser. What we can do is when we're in Emacs, we just do Control C, Control V. And it's going to open up a browser. And you see we have the image here, and the image is huge because, well, that's a big image because, we didn't add any attributes like width. Let's actually change that. So we'll go back here and we'll do width equals, let's just do 300. And we'll save that and we'll do Control C, Control V again. And there we go. We've got our image there. It's not, this isn't very good. Let's see, our link to Google. Is that going to work? Yep, that works. Okay. And notice we did our special characters here. This is another list item, and I gave the opening list item tag. There's other specific things. Those are the main things I use here, but let's say I wanted to remove this tag. I can do Control C, Control D, and that'll remove the tag. Let's just close that out. So now we've gotten rid of the tag there. Let's go down here and let's do Control C, Control T. And you notice it gives you a default. So if you just want it to be a div, I'm going to just hit enter. Okay. And let's say I forgot to add an attribute here. Okay. So what I can do is I can do to add an attribute is Control C, Control A. And I want to get my cursor in a different spot. So I'm going to do Control G to skip out of that. And I'm going to go here, Control C, Control A. And the attribute is going to be a class attribute. And I'm going to give the value of row. And there we go. So now my div has that class that I added in with that keyboard shortcut there. If I want to skip across a balanced tag group, let's do Control C, and then that's Control F, and that skips across there. You see I'm skipping across quickly, just doing Control C, Control F, and I'm jumping across these tag groups. Let's see, is there other stuff I want to cover? We did close current tag. Adding a comment. So let's go down here. If I want to add a comment, I can do Alt and the semicolon, that's going to give me a comment. So this is the start of a row. Yeah, so you can do a lot of stuff with this HTML built-in mode. So if you open up a file in Emacs that has the .html extension, this mode will be automatically available to you, provided you haven't um, installed a package that overrides it. But yeah, so out of the box, you have this HTML mode, and it's actually pretty good. It's maybe not as fast as Emmet, but it does allow you to create HTML pretty quickly. I was working on it yesterday. I've used it in the past. Wanted to demonstrate it for the video for people getting into writing web documents in Emacs. A lot of you, I think, or a lot of people, myself, want to just do basic websites. I honestly probably going to do one this summer to just kind of store stuff from my teaching from Algebra 2 and that stuff, and I'll probably put on the no robots, no follow, that thing. We can talk about that later. The meta tag there so that the search engines don't index your site. Just to have a place to have my Algebra 2 content and maybe some of my cycling stuff and all that. And I think Emacs is a great tool to just create simple documents, HTML documents. I mean, you can create complex stuff in Emacs, obviously, but with this HTML mode, it just allows you to generate HTML a lot quicker. And especially for those of you who don't want to just type into AI and get the HTML code, some generic code that outputs. If you really want to know what you're doing and put in the tags yourself, which I would recommend, give this mode a try. Hopefully you enjoyed this video. If you did, it was a little bit rambling, but if you did, please like and subscribe. It's free for you to do, and it helps out the channel. Thanks.